Good evening, Otherworldies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. So, I was reading this thing about this guy that said he got a hall pass. Okay, you guys, I'm just going to cut to the chase here. Anyone who gets a hall pass, okay, I'm just going to let you know right now, it's a huge setup. You're getting set up if you're getting a hall pass, okay? I don't care if you're male or female. It's a setup, okay? It is particularly a setup if you're male and you're getting a hall pass. All right. So, here's the deal with a hall pass, okay? Nobody, if they're in love with their partner, is going to let their partner, in good conscience, sleep with somebody else. Okay? Yeah. Alright, so here's the thing, and I know a lot of people are going to argue that monogamy isn't natural, and that everybody after they've been with somebody for so many years is going to slip off into the night and have to sleep with somebody else because it's going to drive them crazy, and that you should give someone a hall pass every so often and that sort of thing. Arguably, some of my male friends say that it's not normal just to stay with one person, that they have to go cheat on their lady every once in a while and sleep with somebody else. And some women will say that, yeah, I know my man sleeps with somebody else every once in a while as long as he doesn't do it right in front of my face, etc., etc. Gives their man a hall pass. I think if you love your partner, you don't give them a hall pass. I think if you're trying to set your partner up, you give them a hall pass. Okay? So, I'm just going to tell you guys like a story of this guy who had a hall pass. Okay, so, if you can't tell already what a hall pass is when you say to your significant other, you have my permission to go sleep with somebody else one time, and after that, that's it. Okay? This is like your rare one time that you can go sleep with somebody else or whatever, because I don't want you to think, this is it, you're stuck with me and all this other stuff. I want you to get it out of your system. Here's your, one last chance to go do something with somebody else. Because we've been together for 7 years, so you must have the 7-year itch, or this is your one last chance before we get married, or this is your one chance, or whatever, because we've been fighting a lot, or whatever reason, giving that person the hall pass. Okay, so here's the thing. If they're giving you the hall pass, they're either testing you, or they're setting you up because they're cheating on you. So they're trying to make you take the fall. Okay? They're trying to get rid of you. So let me tell you about this guy that had a hall pass that I knew. Okay? Here's the thing. This was kind of like a hall pass of a different kind. Alright? So I saw this guy. This is when I was single, okay? I saw this guy and I looked at him and I was like, oh yeah, this guy looks like a real mark, right? I saw him and I'm like, I'm wondering if I could get like a sugar daddy situation going with this guy, because he looked like a real schmuck, right? So I was like, okay. So I'm talking to this guy and everything like that, and he takes me out, and I'm like, wondering if I can get like a situation type deal going with him, right? So I'm talking to him and everything, and he goes, well, I think you should know that I'm married and have like 3 kids. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, well, not going to sleep with this guy, but maybe he just wants to take me out on dates. Like, what's the deal here? So I said, so what's your, what's going on here? Did you just want to take me out for company, or, what's up with that? I don't sleep with married guys. Did you just want my company? So I'm thinking maybe I could just keep him company and he could pay a few of my bills, like, That's cool. And he's like, well, me and my wife are swingers. I go, so she basically gives you a hall pass? And he goes, yeah. I go, what's up with that? And he goes, well, my wife has low self-esteem, and so she seeks validation through sleeping with these other guys. And I'm like, oh, is that so? And so I go, let me see a picture of your wife. Shows me his wife, and she's this middle-aged, overweight woman, blah, blah, blah. So I said, so she has low self-esteem? He goes, yeah. So I'm thinking, so she has low self-esteem, so she lets him date a younger, conventionally more attractive woman, and that's supposed to make her feel better. I didn't come out and say that, because that's rude. But I said, so she doesn't have a problem with you dating other people, and that's supposed to make her feel better? And he goes, yeah. I go, even though the women you're seeing are attractive? And he goes, yeah. I go, you're dating attractive women, and that's supposed to up her self-esteem. That doesn't bother her. And he goes, no, because she's sleeping with these other guys. I go, so you're basically a cuckold, and this doesn't bother you? Because your dark mass diva just comes out and says it, right? But, I didn't point out that I was more attractive, because that's just rude, right? But I was just like, so, what's the deal here? So you let your wife sleep with other dudes? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, because her vagina's really big, and I just kind of, he goes, she just needs a lot of dicks, and I go, oh, okay. But her self-esteem is low. And he goes, yeah. And it's mostly like just her self-esteem is low, and it's her validation and all this other stuff. And I said, and you don't mind that she's with all these other guys? And I said, I think your self-esteem is low. And he goes, yeah, my self-esteem is low. I said, so, I go, what do you want from me? I go, you just like that I'm paying attention to you? And he goes, well, yeah, because he goes, I can't believe someone as pretty as you is paying attention to me. And I said, okay. I go, all right. I go, I'm feeling really bad right now. And he goes, why? I go, because I'm just gonna be a friend and come out and tell you. And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, your wife's trying to get rid of you. He goes, what do you mean? And I go, she's trying to get rid of you. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, she's giving you a hall pass. He goes, yeah. She's letting you date other women, and she really doesn't care who it is. She's not bothered that you're out with me. He goes, yeah. I go, you can be out. She doesn't know if I'm dangerous or not. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know what kind of hustler or scammer or whatever that I am. She doesn't know what I look like. She even texted him and said, how's it going? And he goes, well, you can text her and get to know her if you like. And I go, well, no thanks. Miss me with that one. But here's the thing. She's trying to get rid of you, man. And I go, you and I need to just be friends. Okay? And I'm just going to tell you this as a friend. She's trying to get rid of you. He goes, no, it's just that she's a nymphomaniac. And I go, I get that, bro. But she wouldn't be doing this if she wasn't trying to get rid of you. That's why she's giving you a hall pass. And he goes, well, actually, we're just kind of like swingers. And I go, well, she's really just trying to get rid of you. Okay. So I'm just letting you know that right now. And I said, and nothing's going to happen between me and you. So, and I'm just going to let you know that right now. So, I'm just going to be upfront and honest with you, because I think one person needs to be upfront and honest with you. Okay, because I was thinking, there's no way this guy, because I was picking up on the fact that she makes all the money. So I wasn't going to get anything out of this guy. I was like, okay, this is like he was definitely a mark. he was dumb, so dumb he didn't see what she was doing to him. I could tell that she was making all the money in the house, and she was tired of him, and she was trying to go through a bunch of guys before she found an upgrade for him. And I could tell what she was trying to do. Okay, so I was like, I really, I didn't tell him what I was trying to do with him, because he was already getting majorly screwed. So I was like, I'm not even going to go there. But I said, here's the thing. I go, she's basically trying to get rid of you. I go, I would not be surprised if one day you went home and all your stuff was packed and she told you to leave. And he goes, but my kids are there. I go, that they're her kids too, right? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, she's going to tell you to get your own place. I go, she's going to leave you for someone else. She's just shopping right now. And I go, and I'm telling you that out of the decency of my own heart. Okay, that's why she's giving you a hall pass. Okay, you guys aren't really swingers. Okay, and I go, and I'm not going to ask you how much action you're getting on the side or what you're doing, because I really don't care. But she's basically trying to get rid of you. Okay, so few weeks go by. He just, every once in a while he checks in with me. He says hi and does all this stuff, and I could tell just by the way that he talks to me that she totally ignores him, and that he has a lot of time on his hands and all this other stuff, and of course he still tries to see me and still tries to date me, and I'm really not interested. He's just, he's just somebody who's not going to be of any, he's not someone I would want to date or be with. And he's someone who's not going to be of any use to me. I mean, I would be his friend, but I mean, that's about it. That's not somebody, I'm interested in. So I'm not going to lead him on or anything like that. So I just said, hey, she's trying to discard you. Okay. So I want you to be ready. And sure enough, like a month or two later, he tells me that she did that. And I said, that's why she was giving you the hall pass. That's why she was trying to tell you she had low self-esteem and this voracious sexual appetite and all this other stuff. I go, she's probably taking money from those guys. And he goes, one of those guys she was having a secret relationship with. I said, she was upgrading on you. I go, he has money, huh? And she said, yep. And he said, yep. I said, I'm really sorry. I said, I'm sorry that I had to be right about it. And I'm really sorry that she did that to you. And I was wondering if he knew all along. But honestly, I don't think he knew. Okay, so that's just one hall pass story. But I was like, how is this guy how old was he? He was 48 years old. How did he not know that? Okay. And he would just complain that she would never pay him compliments. They would go out on their anniversary dinner and she wouldn't even pay him a compliment. He goes, I did this and this and this to look really nice, and she never said you look handsome or anything, and all this stuff. And I'm like, she's not into you. That's why she's not complimenting you. Okay, she's trying to discard you. She's just going through the motions. I go, and I was trying to suggest, that he wears his hair differently and do this and do that and get back in shape and do all these things just to so he'd feel better about himself, and, I think he could tell I wasn't really attracted to him, it was just but I was just being nice to him just to be a nice person, but I was just bro, and he was just one of those people that just would not listen when I was trying to tell him, she really is trying to get rid of you. And I told him that. I said, you're a nice person, but you don't listen. And you need to listen. When someone's being a friend to you and telling you that she is trying to get rid of you, she's not trying to do anything you're trying to do. All the things that matter to you in life don't matter to her. Okay? And when you're with somebody, the things that matter to you should matter to your partner. This has nothing to do with a hall pass, but this is just immoral. You know what I mean? When you're with somebody, the things that matter to you should matter to them. And the things that were his morals and values, she really didn't give an F about. And so I said, I really, I'd like to stress that to you. So I need you to notice that when I'm pointing these things out to you, that's why I'm pointing it out to you. So, and I'm not saying it to be mean, I'm just trying to open your eyes about it. And he was just completely oblivious to it and would not let me point it out. And then it finally happened. And I told one of my friends, and she said, I think he knew it was going to happen all along. So the next thing he said is, I'm in my own apartment now in such and such a neighborhood, because this was back in the old neighborhood. Like kind of, like I lived in the hood, and he lived in a better part, but this was like back in the hood. And he goes, I live in the such and such neighborhood, do you want to come stay with me? And I was like, no. He's like, but I live in a nice place. And I'm like, still no. I don't want to come stay with you. I really, would rather be my broke self hustling and doing what I'm doing than stay with this older man who still didn't know better. That I was still more streetwise then, and I was trying to tell him right from wrong, and I'm like, man, he's gonna, I felt bad for that dude. But I finally had to like block him and stuff like that, because I'm thinking he's gonna probably try to call me all the time and hit me up all the time and try to find me on social media and do all this stuff and try to be my friend, because even though I'm the only person who's honest with him, he's probably just kind of like, like cling to me and stuff like that, because he's like, you're the only pretty girl who's ever been nice to me. And I'm like, I'm probably the only person who's ever told him the truth. But maybe not. Maybe other people tried to tell him the truth and he just wouldn't listen. Because that's probably what it was. But, I'm the only pretty girl who was nice to him because I wanted something from him. Honestly. But, I was from the hood. I was trying to hustle him. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I was a different person back then. Okay, so that's the reason his wife was giving him a hall pass. All right, and I wonder what's going on now. I wonder, like, if he finally, like, learned his lesson. He's probably getting hustled and scammed by all these different females, and all these bad things are happening to this dude. He doesn't even know my real name. You think I told him my real name? No. He's probably wondering where I am. That's crazy. But, I just really, I feel bad for him, but he's just one of those people that refuses to listen. But that's the reason his wife was giving him a hall pass. And I'm letting all you other guys know that if your wife gives you a hall pass, don't take it. It is a straight up setup. She doesn't love you. She thinks you're a dirty cheat, and that's the only reason she's letting you do it. Don't take a hall pass anyway, because that means you don't love your wife. Okay, she's going to lose respect for you if you take the hall pass. She's going to hold it over your head for the rest of your life. And she's just going to end up leaving you for taking the hall pass. And if your husband, ladies, gives you a hall pass, don't be a dirty whore and take the hall pass. I'm serious. Like, why would you do a thing like that? That is absolutely crazy nonsense. Do not take the hall pass. Oh my gosh. Because if someone goes around like, I have a hall pass, do you know how much respect everybody loses for you? Do you know how ridiculous a hall pass is? I'm on the internet answering questions about hall passes, and like, everybody is making a joke out of you because you have a hall pass and talking about it. I'm so serious. And people like me are looking down on you because you're excited about your hall pass. Even hustlers are refusing to hustle you because you have a hall pass. Like, we think you're the biggest mark in the world, and even we won't even mess with you because we consider you to be special needs, and we're just like, we can't even mess with you because we feel so sorry for you. And I'm not trying to be degrading or anything, but we just feel so bad for you. Because we know. We just feel bad. So, that's all I have to say about the hall pass. Don't take the hall pass. If someone gives you the hall pass, refuse it. It's a setup. Alright? Okay. I love you all. You have a good evening. Bye-bye.